Hey, what's up, people? What's up, Patriots? Duncan here. This video is titled "Who's the Party Of?" And the reason I always say this, "Who's the Party Of?" is because I'm constantly getting argued by liberals, by Democrats, by the far left. So, in order to combat these arguments, one of the things that I always say is, "Who's the party of?" Who's the party of slavery? It's the Democrats. Who's the party of segregation? The Democrats. Who's the party of Jim Crow? The Democrats. Who's the party of the KKK? The Democrats. Who's the party of BLM? The Democrats. Who's the party of Antifa? The Democrats. Who's the party of socialism? The Democrats. Who's the party of open borders? Democrats. Illegal immigration? The Democrats. Who's the party of abortion? The Democrats. You see, everywhere you go and you keep putting in who's the party of sanctuary? The Democrats. You see, everywhere you go, it's a pattern. That pattern is simple. The Democrats are out to strip America away from itself. They're out to push this idea that America is an awful place and that somehow we should regret our history that they created. Now, remind you that these same Democrats are the ones pushing to remove our monuments. They're the ones pushing to hide our history and our heritage, the same history and heritage that they created. They complain about the popular or the electoral process, even though it was the Democrats who fought for the electoral process during the Civil War. You see, the Democrats don't know if their ass is coming or going. They don't know what they're even fighting for anymore. And they're not completely the only ones to blame here, because I can continue going on the other side. Who's the party of big pharmaceutical companies? The Republicans. Who's the party of who's the party of big money, big banks, big business? It's all the Democrats or all the Republicans. And mind you, that my entire life I've seen nothing but crooks in the White House, besides maybe President Trump, who seems to do what the American people want, who seems to be going to bat and stepping up for the American people. You see, my entire lifetime, what I remember Reaganomics. I remember, I remember no new taxes right after right before the highest tax increase of all time. I remember I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I remember I did not inhale from the same person. I remember 1,001 words that are not words used by President Jr. I remember the Islamic subversion by Obama. And now here we have Trump, the only president in my lifetime that's talking about the American people, that's standing up for the American rights. So when people challenge us, the party of MAGA, the party of Trump, we step up to the plate because we know we're the Americans. We're the ones fighting for this country. We're the ones fighting for the future of America. You see, many of us have children. Many of our children are going to school. My children every day battle their 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 school subversion and indoctrination. The funny thing is, my kids go to school every day being taught right from wrong. They all salute the flag. They all believe in my flag, in our flag. They all believe in our country. They all believe in the American people. I teach my kids that there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. That every choice comes with a consequence. You see, I teach my kids in every aspect that they need to love and cherish and respect this nation, because there's people out trying to destroy it from within. So when I go to the streets and when I talk to people about who's the party up, people realize that every awful terroristic group that has ever been in America, was formed and founded by the left. They realized that the right is all about the military complex, military compound, the industrialization. They realized that our military is forced to go in a different nation in order to confiscate poppy fields or cocaine fields or pot fields, whatever the end drug is at that moment. The Republicans fund pharmaceutical companies that are based on opiates that are confiscated, all of which time those same hard right-wing rhinos look down upon different medicines that could be grown at home for part of the cost, if not for free. You see, neither party is really ever concerned about the American people. One party wants to see the American people fall under. One party wants to see globalism and socialism, which both represent the fall of America. While the other side wants to see big money and big businesses and big bankers control the best interests of the American people. And what happens is both sides start to suffocate the American people until there's no hope, no dream, no future. I refuse to sit back and allow that to happen. The Americans' first political party refuses to sit back and allow that to happen. This party was simply created on the idea that I'm sick and tired of popularity politics. I'm sick and tired of having to choose a different way because of a title, Republican or Democrat. There is a better option, and that option is simple. I want real solutions for real problems. Don't mind my kid. My kid's about to wake up. So, with that being said, I'm just going to talk. Now, we have an obligation as Americans. We have an obligation as parents. We have an obligation to ensure that our children have the best future in this country. Our children have the best chance to grow old, to have kids of their own. You see, everywhere you look around, we live in a society where they're pushing things like abortion and gender neutrality. Everywhere we look around, they want people to be confused about who they are, to look down upon a specific gender. They want people to not identify with who they are. Or they think it's okay to promote and restrict different sexualities. I'm not against being gay, homosexual at all. The Americans' First Political Party is not against that. What we are against is making sure that our youth is force-fed it in every avenue you can think of. What I am against is the promotion of gender-specific bathrooms and child. What I am against is of parents deciding what sex our kids are going to be when they have fully functional sexual organs. You see, what I am against is thinking and playing God. Our children are created in a certain way. That doesn't mean we can dispose of them. We can change them, alter them, and get rid of them. We as Americans need to stand up. We as Americans have that right and that ability, and we need to do so. So remember, you can get out there and you can get involved. You can go and you can be seen. You can show the world that Americans are standing. And we're standing up against who's the party of. For in this nation, please stick with us. Join us. Subscribe.